What if I told you that at 70, your muscles are still capable of rebuilding themselves just as nature designed, if you give them the right fuel? For decades, most of us were taught that eggs are the ultimate source of protein. And while eggs are a good food, the truth is they are not the only or even the best option for seniors who want to build strong, resilient muscles. In fact, your body can respond even better to a variety of proteins that work in synergy with your natural physiology, proteins that are easier to digest, support blood flow, calm inflammation, and trigger the same muscle building signals your body has used since you were young. Now, why does this matter so much after 70? Because as we age, something called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, becomes one of the most underestimated drivers of frailty, falls, and even shorter lifespan. But here's the empowering truth: muscle loss is not an inevitable part of aging. Your body is constantly repairing itself. Every single day, amino acids from the proteins you eat are being woven into new muscle fibers, new enzymes, and new tissues. This process never shuts down. What changes, whether we are giving the body the right building blocks at the right time. Mainstream advice often suggests simply eat more protein or take a powder, but protein is not just about grams on a label. It's about how those proteins interact with your muscles, your hormones, your blood vessels, and your recovery system. And there are certain foods, many of which you'll discover today, that go beyond eggs. These foods don't just feed your muscles, they awaken your body's natural intelligence to repair, grow, and thrive. In this talk, we're going to explore 8 powerful proteins that research shows can outperform eggs when it comes to rebuilding muscle after 70. Along the way, I'll also share natural protocols like the best time of day to eat protein, how to pair it with other nutrients for maximum absorption, and the lifestyle tweaks that make all the difference. So if you care about staying strong, moving with ease, and aging with vitality, make sure you watch until the very end and subscribe so you don't miss the natural wisdom your body is craving. When most people think of protein, they imagine animal foods, meat, poultry, or eggs. And while these are valuable, there's an overlooked truth. Plant proteins, when eaten correctly, can be just as effective, and in many cases, even more beneficial, especially after 70. Why? Because as we age, the body's digestive system doesn't always work the same way it did in our younger years. Stomach acid production can decline, digestive enzymes may be less abundant, and gut motility slows down. That means heavy, animal-based proteins can feel harder to break down. The result? Less absorption, more bloating, and in some cases, wasted nutrients. Plant proteins like lentils, chickpeas, black beans, and split peas offer a unique solution. Not only do they deliver essential amino acids, the raw material for muscle fibers, they also come packaged with fiber and natural compounds that reduce inflammation and support gut health. Think of it this way: when you eat lentils, your body isn't just receiving protein, it's also receiving plant-based antioxidants, magnesium, and polyphenols that soothe your cells and keep inflammation from interfering with muscle repair. This is especially important because low-grade inflammation is one of the silent saboteurs of muscle growth in older adults. It weakens recovery and slows down the rebuilding of fibers after daily activity. By choosing proteins that naturally calm inflammation, you're actually stacking the odds in your favor. Research supports this. Studies show that older adults who include legumes regularly maintain stronger muscles and better mobility than those who rely solely on animal proteins. One reason is that the amino acids in legumes like lysine and leucine directly stimulate what scientists call muscle protein synthesis. That's simply the body's natural process of weaving amino acids into new muscle fibers. Here's the empowering part. Your body doesn't stop this process with age. It simply becomes more selective about the quality of the fuel you provide. That means when you choose nutrient-rich, easily digestible plant proteins, your body is ready to respond. So, how can you put this into practice? One simple protocol is to include at least 1 serving of legumes or beans in your main meal every day. This could be a warm bowl of lentil soup for dinner, chickpeas tossed into a salad at lunch, or black beans blended into a dip with vegetables. Pair them with a vitamin C rich food like bell peppers or tomatoes to enhance the absorption of iron and other nutrients. Another helpful practice is food combining beans and rice, for example, together form a complete protein for seniors who worry about missing amino acids. This traditional pairing is a natural solution that cultures around the world have used for centuries. And here's something many people don't realize. Plant proteins also improve blood sugar balance, which means steadier energy throughout the day. That's crucial because when your blood sugar spikes and crashes, it raises cortisol, a stress hormone that can actually break down muscle. By relying more on plant proteins, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're protecting them. What's happening inside your body when you make these shifts is extraordinary. With every serving of lentils or beans, your gut microbiome is nourished. Friendly bacteria thrive on the fiber, producing short-chain fatty acids that calm inflammation and even influence muscle function through chemical signals in your bloodstream. That's the body's intelligence at work. Eat the right foods, and your gut and muscles start working as allies. When it comes to building muscle after 70, one of the biggest challenges isn't just getting enough protein, it's whether your muscles know what to do with it. As we age, our muscles can become less responsive to the amino acids we eat. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. In simple terms, it means you could be eating plenty of protein, but your muscles aren't hearing the message to rebuild. Here's where fish comes in. Proteins from fish, like salmon, sardines, trout, or mackerel, are rich in high-quality amino acids, just like eggs, but they carry something extra: omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats act almost like a microphone, amplifying the signal that tells your muscles to use protein for repair. Research shows that omega-3s increase something called muscle protein sensitivity. So instead of your muscles ignoring the protein, they suddenly become more attentive, more responsive, and more willing to rebuild. Think of it like a garden. You might scatter seeds, that's the protein, but unless the soil is fertile, the seeds don't sprout. Omega-3s are like watering the soil. Suddenly, the seeds grow into something vibrant. Without them, much of that protein could be wasted. This becomes especially important for seniors. Omega-3 C not only boost muscle responsiveness, they also improve blood flow by keeping blood vessels flexible and reducing inflammation. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients delivered directly to your muscles during activity and recovery. That means less soreness, quicker healing, and more strength gains from everyday movements like walking, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries. Now let's talk about real-life application. A practical protocol is to include oily fish 2 to 3 times per week, a serving of salmon baked with herbs, a simple sardine salad on whole grain toast, or a trout fillet with steamed vegetables. These are not just meals, they're muscle therapies. For those who don't enjoy fish, a high-quality algae oil supplement can deliver omega-3s from a plant-based source. Timing also matters. Including fish protein in your dinner can be particularly beneficial. Why? Because your muscles do most of their repair work while you sleep. By giving your body omega-3 and protein together before bedtime, you're priming your muscle fibers with both the raw material and the signal to rebuild. And there's a deeper benefit too. Omega-3s are known to support brain health, reduce joint stiffness, and protect the heart. So when you choose fish protein, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're supporting your whole system of longevity. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consumed higher levels of omega-3s had significantly better muscle function over time, even without drastic changes in exercise. That means simply by upgrading the quality of your protein source, you can tilt the balance back toward growth rather than loss. Another overlooked advantage of fish proteins is digestibility. Compared to heavy red meats, fish tends to be lighter on the stomach, which is critical when digestion is slower with age. This means the amino acids are released steadily into your bloodstream, ready for your muscles to absorb without overwhelming your system. So, what's happening in your body when you include fish proteins regularly? The omega-3s are literally embedding themselves into your cell membranes, making them more flexible, more sensitive, and more efficient at communication. Your muscle fibers start receiving signals more clearly, your blood vessels deliver nutrients more effectively, and inflammation that once slowed recovery begins to calm. That's the intelligence of your body at work. It doesn't need a drug or a shortcut. It simply needs the right input. And fish proteins, with their unique package of amino acids and omega-3s, provide exactly that. Protein is only as valuable as what your body can absorb and use. And here's a truth that's often overlooked. As we grow older, the efficiency of nutrient absorption naturally declines. This isn't because your body is broken, it's simply a shift in physiology. Stomach acid tends to decline, digestive enzymes can weaken, and the gut lining may not transport nutrients as easily as it once did. That's where fermented dairy foods like Greek yogurt, kefir, and certain aged cheeses play a powerful role. They don't just bring protein to the table, they bring it in a form that is easier to digest, and they deliver probiotics that directly support the health of your gut microbiome. A healthy gut is one of the most underrated drivers of muscle health. Here's why: when your gut bacteria are balanced, they break down food more effectively, release enzymes that help you extract amino acids, and even produce compounds that lower inflammation. On the other hand, when the gut is imbalanced, something common in older adults, nutrients can pass through without being fully absorbed. That means you could eat plenty of protein, but only a fraction actually makes its way into your muscles. Fermented dairy solves two problems at once. First, the fermentation process partially pre-digests the proteins, making them more accessible to your digestive system. Second, the probiotics strengthen your gut flora, improving your ability to absorb and utilize the amino acids. It's almost like handing your body protein in an easy-to-use package, along with the tools to use it more efficiently. Now, let's connect this to muscle health after 70. One of the most important amino acids for stimulating muscle growth is leucine. Fermented dairy, especially Greek yogurt, is particularly rich in leucine. When you consume leucine, it acts like a switch. It flips on the signal for muscle protein synthesis, the process where your body weaves amino acids into new muscle fibers. Think of it as turning on the light in a dark room. Without leucine, your body may still have protein available, but the signal to use it is weak. With it, the message is loud and clear. Build more muscle now? So how do you apply this in daily life? A practical protocol is to include one serving of fermented dairy in either breakfast or as an evening snack. A small bowl of Greek yogurt with berries, kefir blended into a smoothie, or a modest slice of aged cheese with whole grain crackers are all simple, effective ways to deliver high-quality protein in a gut-friendly form. The timing matters too. Including fermented dairy in the evening is especially powerful because your body carries out most of its repair during deep sleep. By giving your body leucine-rich protein and probiotics before bed, you're supporting both your gut and your muscles at the very moment they are most active in rebuilding. There's another hidden benefit. Calcium and vitamin D in dairy strengthen bones, and bone and muscle health are deeply connected. Strong bones provide the stable framework that allows your muscles to work effectively. So when you choose fermented dairy, you're not only nourishing muscle tissue, you're reinforcing the entire system of mobility. What's happening inside your body when you adopt this habit is elegant. With each spoonful of yogurt or sip of kefir, probiotics enter your gut and begin reshaping the microbiome. They crowd out harmful bacteria, lower gut inflammation, and boost enzyme activity. The proteins are broken down more effectively, the leucine switches on muscle synthesis, and calcium strengthens bone. Your body isn't fighting, it's flowing, with each system supporting the other. This is the essence of healthy aging. It's not about force, it's about alignment. When you give your body what it recognizes and can use naturally, like fermented dairy proteins, the results show up as stronger muscles, better digestion, and greater resilience day after day. When most people hear the word soy, they either think of it as a health food or avoid it entirely due to misconceptions. But when it comes to muscle health, after 70, soy and foods made from soy, like tofu, tempeh, and edamame, offer something uniquely powerful. They deliver complete protein along with natural compounds that gently support the body's own growth signals. Here's what makes soy different. Unlike many plant proteins, soy contains all 9 essential amino acids, including leucine, which is the switch that tells your muscles to start building. That means soy functions much like animal protein in its ability to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. But there's more. Soy also contains is of flavones, plant-based compounds that interact with receptors in the body in a way that mimics some of the positive effects of estrogen. Why does this matter for seniors? As we age, hormonal changes naturally reduce the signals that once kept muscle and bones strong. For women, the decline in estrogen after menopause is one reason muscle loss and bone thinning accelerate. For men, testosterone gradually declines as well. So's is of flavones don't replace hormones, but they gently stimulate the pathways that keep tissues responsive to growth and repair. Think of it as a whisper, not a shout, a natural nudge that helps your body stay receptive. Research supports this. Clinical studies have shown that older adults who consume soy protein regularly maintain more lean mass and bone strength compared to those who rely on animal proteins alone. One reason is that soy not only feeds the muscle with amino acids, but also provides antioxidants that calm inflammation. Since inflammation is one of the major barriers to recovery in later years, this dual action makes soy particularly valuable. In practice, soy is also easy to digest and versatile. A stir fry with cubes of tofu, a bowl of miso soup, or a handful of lightly steamed edamame can all deliver meaningful amounts of high-quality protein. For those who enjoy smoothies, soy milk can be an excellent base, especially when paired with fruit and seeds for additional nutrients. Timing can enhance its effect too, including soy protein after light physical activity, such as walking, resistance bands, or even gardening, gives your body amino acids exactly when your muscles are primed to absorb them. This combination of movement plus soy protein can significantly improve your body's ability to rebuild strength. And here's something many people don't realize. Soy also benefits bone tissue. The isoflavones and calcium in soy products like fortified tofu can help protect against fractures, which is especially important since muscle and bone health are two sides of the same coin. Strong muscles protect bones from falls, while strong bones provide the structure muscles need to generate force. Inside your body, what's happening when you eat soy is remarkable. The amino acids circulate in your bloodstream, ready to be stitched into new muscle fibers. At the same time, the isoflavones interact with receptors in bone and muscle tissue, increasing sensitivity to those amino acids. Antioxidants from soy reduce oxidative stress, so recovery happens more smoothly. This layered effect makes soy more than just food. It becomes a signal, a message to your body. Keep growing, keep repairing. The takeaway is simple but profound. You don't need to fight against aging because your body is still wired to build and thrive. It just needs inputs that speak the right language. Soy proteins do exactly that, providing both the building blocks and the natural signals that awaken your body's capacity for growth. Protein is never working in isolation. For your muscles to repair and grow after 70. They also need minerals, healthy fats, and blood flow, all of which are quietly delivered by nuts and seeds. These foods may look small, but they're like nature's compact protein packages, offering not only amino acids, but also magnesium, zinc, and arginine, nutrients that make your body more efficient at rebuilding. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions, and one of its most important roles is supporting muscle contraction and relaxation. Without enough magnesium, muscles are prone to cramping, weakness, and poor recovery. Almonds, pumpkin seeds, and cashews provide protein while simultaneously giving your muscles the magnesium they need to function smoothly. Then there's zinc. Zinc is essential for tissue repair and immune function, both of which decline with age if not supported. A handful of pumpkin seeds or hemp seeds not only delivers plant-based protein, but also gives your body zinc to speed up recovery after activity or minor injuries. When your muscles undergo tiny tears from daily movement, something that triggers growth, zinc helps repair those fibers more effectively. And we can't forget arginine. This amino acid, abundant in nuts and seeds, helps your body produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the molecule that relaxes blood vessels, improving circulation. Better circulation means more nutrients and oxygen are delivered to muscles when they need it most. Imagine your bloodstream as a highway. Arginine helps widen the lanes so traffic moves more freely. For older adults, this boost in circulation can make the difference between feeling sluggish and feeling energized after a walk or workout. Another often overlooked advantage of nuts and seeds is their healthy fat content. These omega-6 and omega-9 fats, when balanced with omega-3 SAS from fish, form the raw material for cell membranes. That means every new muscle cell your body builds has a healthy, flexible wall that functions properly. Without these fats, cell membranes become rigid and communication between cells weakens. Now, how do you put this into practice? A simple protocol is to include one small handful of nuts or seeds daily. That could be almonds as a mid-morning snack, chia seeds sprinkled on yogurt, or pumpkin seeds added to a salad. For those with weaker digestion, soaking nuts overnight or choosing nut butters can make them easier to absorb. Another practical tip is pairing. When you combine nuts or seeds with fruit, like apple slices with almond butter, you're not only balancing protein and healthy fats, you're also stabilizing blood sugar. This prevents the sharp spikes and drops that can raise cortisol, a stress hormone known to break down muscle. Inside your body, here's what's happening when you regularly eat nuts and seeds. The proteins and amino acids are absorbed and distributed to your muscles. Magnesium ensures those muscles contract and relax efficiently, zinc accelerates the repair of microtears, and arginine boosts blood flow so the nutrients actually reach the fibers that need them. Meanwhile, healthy fats nourish cell membranes, keeping them resilient. The beauty of nuts and seeds is that they are portable, versatile, and satisfying. You don't need a complicated plan, just consistency. By including them regularly, you create an internal environment where muscle repair isn't slowed down by mineral deficiencies, poor circulation, or rigid cells. Instead, every part of the process is supported naturally. That's the real message here. Strength after 70 isn't about doing more or forcing your body. It's about giving it the complete toolkit it needs. Nuts and seeds provide that toolkit, combining protein with the very nutrients that make protein work better. One of the most overlooked truths about protein is this: it's not just what you eat, but when and how you eat it that determines how much your muscles actually benefit. After 70, the body's ability to use protein becomes more sensitive to timing and food combinations. That means even the best sources of protein can fall short if they aren't delivered when your muscles are most ready to use them. Here's the physiology behind it. Your muscles rebuild in cycles. The strongest signals for repair come after physical activity and during deep sleep. That means there are two golden windows for protein: in the hours after movement and in the hours before bedtime. If protein intake is spread too thin throughout the day or clustered only at breakfast, your body may not have enough circulating amino acids when it needs them most. Research has shown that seniors who consume 20 to 30 grams of protein within 2 hours after exercise experience significantly greater gains in muscle strength compared to those who delay their intake. It's as if the muscles open their doors wide right after activity, ready to receive amino acids. Miss that window and the doors gradually start to close. Another key factor is distribution. Many people eat a small amount of protein in the morning, then a large portion at dinner. But studies suggest that evenly distributing protein across meals, say 20 to 25 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, creates a stronger stimulus for muscle growth than loading it all at once. For seniors, this balanced approach keeps amino acids available throughout the day, supporting continuous repair. Food combinations matter too. Certain vitamins and minerals enhance how the body uses protein. For example, pairing protein with vitamin C Rich foods like tomatoes or peppers boost collagen production, strengthening not just muscle, but also tendons and connective tissue. Pairing protein with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado slows digestion slightly, providing a steady release of amino acids rather than a sharp spike. Let's look at some practical protocols. A breakfast of Greek yogurt with chia seeds and berries provides protein, fiber, and vitamin C all at once. A lunch of lentil soup with whole grain bread delivers plant proteins in a complete combination. Dinner might include a piece of salmon with steamed vegetables and a drizzle of olive oil, ensuring both protein and the omega-3s that make muscles more sensitive. Before bed, a small snack of kefir or cottage cheese can supply slow digesting protein to support overnight repair. Inside your body, here's what's happening when you align protein with timing and combination. After movement, your muscles act like sponges, absorbing amino acids more efficiently. Before sleep, protein fuels the repair processes that are most active during deep rest when growth hormone peaks. By pairing proteins with supportive nutrients, you create an environment where your body doesn't just have raw materials, it has the cofactors it needs to put those materials to work. This alignment can be the difference between slow, frustrating progress and steady, noticeable improvements in strength and energy. It's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Your body is still fully capable of building and maintaining muscle at 70 and beyond. The secret is respecting its rhythms and supporting them with food that matches those natural cycles. So remember, the quality of your protein matters, but so does the timing and combination. Think of it as speaking your body's language, delivering nutrients at the moments it's most receptive in the forms it knows how to use best. We've covered a lot of ground today, and if there's one message I want you to take away, it's this: your body is never too old to build muscle. At 70 and beyond, your physiology is still wired for growth, repair, and strength if you give it the right tools. We began by rethinking the role of protein. Eggs may be valuable, but they are far from the only option. Plant proteins, with their anti-inflammatory compounds, support both digestion and muscle repair. Fish proteins, with their omega-3s, make your muscles more sensitive and responsive, so every gram of protein works harder. Fermented dairy not only provides leucine to flip the switch for growth, but also delivers probiotics that help your gut absorb more of what you eat. We also discovered the quiet power of soy, offering complete protein plus isoflavones that gently mimic natural growth signals. Nuts and seeds, though small, pack a combination of protein, magnesium, zinc, and arginine, micronutrients that repair tissues, widen blood vessels, and fuel circulation. And finally, we saw how timing and food combinations can transform ordinary meals into powerful signals for recovery, especially after movement and before sleep. When you look at this picture as a whole, it's not about chasing one superfood or adding a supplement. It's about alignment, aligning what you eat with how your body already works. Muscle protein synthesis, circulation, gut health, hormonal balance, sleep, all of these processes are already built into you. They don't shut down with age. They simply require the right support. Imagine what happens if you take even 2 of these insights and apply them this week. Maybe you add lentils to your dinner or swap in a serving of salmon twice a week. Maybe you enjoy a bowl of Greek yogurt before bed, or keep a small bag of pumpkin seeds in your pocket as a daily snack. These aren't dramatic changes, but over weeks and months, they create momentum. Your muscles begin to feel firmer, your energy feels more stable, movements like rising from a chair, carrying groceries, or climbing stairs start to feel easier. That's not just strength, it's independence, it's vitality. And here's something truly empowering. Muscle is not only about mobility. Stronger muscles protect your bones, support your brain through better blood flow, and even help regulate blood sugar and inflammation. When you build muscle, you're building resilience across your entire system of health. So here's my challenge to you in the next 7 days. Choose 2 of the 8 proteins we've discussed and intentionally add them to your meals. Pay attention to how your body feels, not just your muscles, but your energy, your digestion, your sleep. Notice how quickly your body responds when you give it what it recognizes. If you found this helpful, let us know in the comments. What will you try first? Lentils, salmon, yogurt? Your feedback not only guides us, it inspires others in this community who are on the same journey. And don't forget to subscribe and stay with us on this path of natural healing and healthy aging. Your body is ready. It's been designed with the intelligence to repair and thrive at every stage of life. All it needs now is for you to give it the nourishment and rhythms it has been waiting for. Strong muscles at 70 are not a dream. They are your birthright, and with the right proteins, they are within your reach.